Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm hoping to help so many new real estate agents go ahead and really get their foot started, whether it is with Epique or another brokerage. I really hope you choose Epique. However, say you just went through your schooling and you just got licensed. Congratulations, you passed your test, you paid your dues. Remember, your dues are due annually. You have to pay those every year. You have continuing education every 2 years. So now, what happens after you get your license? Well, you have to claim a brokerage, and that brokerage has to say, hey, I'm going to sponsor this person, or this person is going to be, in representation of me. So for me, Stephanie Stewart from Epique Realty. So I'm a representative of Epique, but I am my own independent contractor. So they will have you sign some documents. You're going to sign those documents and say, I'm an independent contractor. I am not an employee. I want my 1099. And they're going to give you your general rules. Then they're going to send you a lot of emails. And that is going to have your onboarding, your training, your passwords. You're even going to have a little scrolly thing that's going to say, now this is for Epique. I don't know what your other brokerages do, but generally it's about the same thing. They're going to give you a little an email that says, hey, click here, 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 and here. And it's going to sound like a lot, but the benefit of it is it's a one and done type thing. So once you get onboarded, I'm going to walk through some of those things with you just so that when you're a new agent, you're not kind of freaking out like, what do I do with so many emails, with so many things to do? So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go to, let me share my screen. Bam. Okay, like this. So you're going to go to your epiccloud.com. So Epique Cloud. Okay. When you have your Epique Cloud, your dashboard is going to pop up. So you're going to click go to dashboard. After you click go to dashboard, there's going to be a whole bunch of jazz. Keep in mind, you can click all of these things. Now, mine will look a little bit different just because I am the area leader in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. However, for the most part, everybody's will be the same when it comes over here. So right here, you have your dashboard where we are now. You have your support. You can contact anybody you need to. Your agent portal, which is pretty much like our Facebook page, but internally. So if you want to speak to another agent, you kind of want to know what's going on, you can go through here. Be sure to check out the events that are going on. There's always ongoing events. Be sure to then check out different different groups. You may, want to join the new agent group so you kind of know who's kind of going on with what. There's Lofty. There's so many different groups you can join. I don't think they are mandatory, but some of them may be beneficial for what it is that you are trying to do. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to ignore all of this. Ignore all of it. And the reason why is I want you to just go to your agent portal. When your agent portal I want you to go to training. When your training pops up, it's going to say your onboarding, your Epique essentials. So your onboarding is going to be your welcome to Epique. They're going to say access now. You're going to type in your username and password. Definitely make sure you are going to use your Epique email. So that should be in your emails that were provided. They're going to say use it. It's typically first name, last name at epique.me. Now, I did hear about some changes coming about, so that maybe change for future agents. However, right now, that is how it is. You're going to type in your password. Hopefully you remember it. Oh, no. Oh, and actually, this is the same password as when you log into your agent portal or your Epique stuff. Just FYI. So you have your training center and you have your Epique Cloud. So your training center is going to have different trainings that are available, files, certificates, report cards, usage, all that jazz. You're going to click on your training center and you're going to go through Epique onboarding. Now, mine will look a little bit different than yours only because when I started, we didn't have Power Academy in full effect yet. So it says 25%, but I've totally done it. But what it says is, welcome to Epique. It'll just be a quick little video about kind of what to do. It'll have your new agent email. It'll go over some Lofty stuff, email, Epique Cloud. You literally can just click all of these different things and they will go ahead and it's like a really quick, maybe less than 5 minute video on just what we have available. Now, do not feel you have to click every single one of these, but just know if you want to know something like, oh, what's a referral within Epic? You can click start and it'll go ahead and start. Um, once you click, so Miss Sylvia is great. But yeah, so like 2 minutes, 44 seconds. Super, super quick. So just run through those if you can when you first get started. And that will at least get you everything that you need to get started. You can then go to, so when you click out of onboarding, you'll have all these different things that you can have additional training on. Me, I've completed just about every single one of these out, and they have added some new ones over time. Some of them I finished outside of the Power Academy. But do not feel like you have to sit here like you were in school or you are going for your master's and you have to do each one of these videos. Do them in your free time. Some of them are longer than others. Now, I will say dot loop, don't do it. We don't use dot loop. Oh, wait, no. Yes, we do not use dot loop anymore. We have Skyslope. So this will be changing soon. Um, Lofty is your CRM. So my previous video, in one of my previous videos, I did go over why knowing who your clients are and keeping them up to date on stuff, making sure they are getting property alerts, making sure they get market alerts. Make sure you know what your clients are doing because your fortune is in your follow up. And if you're only writing them down on random post-it notes, these post-it notes get lost and it's not really a good system. So definitely learn how to use your Lofty. But I did do a quick 30-minute overview on the importance of just the few little things that, can really get your business going. So it is working while you're sleeping. You can use that leverage. Social Bay is going to be a one and done, set it up. Social Bay is going to be how it's going to kick out to your Facebook business page, maybe your LinkedIn, maybe your Twitter or your Instagram. These are going to be different things that pop up to keep you top of mind. It's going to be random real estate things or whatever, but it's a way to always have some kind of marketing about real estate out every day, even if you don't get to the point of doing it. You do have the option to like plan different things out in here. If you don't want it to go every day, or maybe you want to, kind of plan out your marketing calendar for the month, you can do that. All of that is done in Social Bay. Your landing pages, when you have a listing, you can go ahead and do a landing page or even for your website. So you can go ahead and get people to come in. Maybe people want to get a CMA or I'm sorry, get know the comps in a neighborhood or be able to see what their home is worth. Those are all going to be different landing pages. Your open house, if you do open house, some agents do them, some agents don't. But there are ways to have an effective open house versus you just sitting in somebody's house and time going by. But being able to be that professional person, being able to be that friendly, happy greeting person, knowing the rules. If they have an agent, back off. If they don't have an agent or it's not signed, you can go ahead and try and see if you are the best agent for them. Epic does also offer the custom website upgrade and branding domain. So you can go ahead and I'm going to click it just to make sure I don't tell you wrong. But I want to say that this allows you to have your own domains. Like for me, mine is educate to own. So instead of it saying Stephanie Stewart at epicrealty.com, that's really, really long. So you can get a domain and then you would say, like mine, educate to own, where it's something short and simple where people can remember, type it in, and then it kind of becomes your brand. But they will tell you exactly how to do all of that with your domains and everything. And then when you're out of that part, you just go back. So these on the far left are kind of like the categories. These are the subcategories. So if you want to learn more on agent attraction, you go to the agent attraction training. If you are doing onboarding systems. So like I said, we have Skyslope now, we have Lofty, we have Social Bay. Agent benefits. We have so many benefits, and I don't expect you to know all of them. But if you need something, you should probably know how it works. So say you got a listing and you're like, okay, great. I did the listing appointment. I got it in writing. I uploaded it, but photos I got to kick out. $100, $200, wherever else, do a video. Epic gives you free listing photos. They do also come with kind of a video with the photos in it so that it looks like almost like a drone went through the property, which is really, really nice, especially if you are a solo agent, or even on a team. When people have listings back to back, that's a lot of money you're taking out for if you're paying for an individual photographer. These are services and benefits that come with your membership with Epic. Click offers. Now that's a different kind of certification. It's pretty much like cash offers. Some different brokerages call it something different, but it's like they have a buy box and then you match that. Your AI Pro. So Epic Realty is a tech company, and we have so much technology that they offer AI Pro certification to you free so that you understand the leverage of technology and you can utilize it in your business. Canva. We do have free access to Canva. What I love about Canva is you do not have to think of your own listing presentation. You do not have to think of your own buyer's presentation. You do not have to think of your own for sale or newly listed or any of your ads for social media. The one thing I love about our Canva profile is that it's a collective mastermind that allows everybody to kind of just see what everybody else is doing. And then if you like something, you just make a copy of it and then you edit it. Please do not edit the original, because somebody spent a lot of time on that to make that go. And last thing they want to see is that all their hard work has been deleted and it's now somebody they don't know in a completely different area. But we do have all of the pro stuff. So all of the extra little gizmos and gadgets, all of that is included. You'll find your Epic logo. You'll see all of your templates and stuff. So pretty good program. And it makes you look so much more professional when you're not kind of just winging it. And you don't, pay for somebody extra. This one is a training that teaches you how to be a better agent. So there's all different kind of coaches out there. There's all different types of mentors out there. But the question is, who do you want to mirror? Some people only want to sell one house a year, and that's fine. Some people want to sell enough houses where they live comfortably, and that's fine. Some people are on selling millionaire houses on HGTV, and that's the lifestyle they want to live. They want that kind of luxury lifestyle. So he's one of the individuals who came in to train us to say, hey, this is how I do it. This is what could benefit you. You can take from it, and kind of tweak to your own piece. Your business is your business, and that comes with your identity. If you're going to just take everybody else's stuff and not have any individuality or any kind of like pizzazz for you, then you come up like a copycat versus you being that authentic person and saying, hey, I just needed this little tweak and this little tweak and this little tweak. And those little tweaks are really going to make you stand out and be different from other agents. And that's what's going to get you more deals signed than them researching other agents. Epic Realty does have their own mortgage company. Now, keep in mind, these things will be updated. So some things you don't necessarily have to focus on. Some things, I would. If you have a lender or preferred lender, you can still continue to use those preferred lenders. If you do not have a lender, there are benefits of using the Epic lender, such as, I think, reduced transaction fees and no appraisal. I don't know. There's some, I would check on it, just check out, but there are certain different benefits that come with using the Epic lender if you do decide to do that, which is beneficial to both you and the buyer. We get free continuing education courses. So every 2 years, we have to go do continuing education. Now, this is through the CE shop. So a lot of it is going to be like reading through the book, passing, that kind of things. If you want to do the WRA and do the videos, you would have to pay for that separately. But the benefit I really love about Epic is I no longer have to pay for those courses. They come free just with me having my association with Epic. We went over Social Bay, Epic Cloud and Agent Portal. We went over that. This is pretty much your Facebook group. Agent Hub 360. This is going to tell you how to be an agent that is commander-in-chief of everything versus utilizing leverage to be able to scale their business and really go ahead and become that next level agent. You don't want to be a chief executive officer of everything. You don't want to do your marketing, do your photos, do your yard signs, meet the clients, close the clients, come to, you don't want to do all of that. You want to be able to utilize leverage so that you can scale your business and you're not just a one man army, even if you are a solo agent. So I really liked Agent Hub 360. I did go through along with the program. I really like they give you kind of like weekly kind of homework journal assignments of how to get to your next level. I thought those were really, really great. But again, these are all extra training. So if you ever are like, oh, I just don't know how to do something, you can literally go into these different trainings. You can go ahead and push play. The benefit I love about the Power Academy is you do not have to go in any specific order. If you want to scroll down a little bit, okay, so like prescription benefits, virtual urgent care, primary care, mental health, we get free therapy. And I'm going to tell you, as a real estate agent, this is one of my favorite benefits because I need it. It's one for work, it's one for family, it's one for life, but it's also just to make sure that you can keep pushing and you have that person in your corner to say, hey, take it easy, or you are doing enough, you are enough. It's just the world is crazy. So any of these that you need, go ahead and take advantage of. You do not have to do all of them. I mean, you can choose to do none of them, but if you wear glasses, these are about $400. So it's nice to be able to have vision benefits where Epic will cover a pair of glasses, will cover some contacts, will cover your eye exam. They have so many different things, and it really just takes care of us. And there's things on here that's not even listed yet. Like we have child care now, we have elderly care now, we have pet sitting, we have vehicle lockouts, like roadside assistance. We have so many different things that aren't even in there. Those are just our benefits. So just if you ever want to go over what Epic offers, or why should I stay at Epic, or why are people here, the first half of what I went over is really one of those things that's just like, okay, well, it comes with benefits, and all these benefits are free. Now, there are some additional costs for like family and if you're adding kids and kind of stuff like that. However, for the most part, the majority of these are free and or nearly free because they're slashing the price down so much to be able to take care of their agents. What I love about Epic is it's not just agents go sell houses and make me rich. It is go sell houses, feed your families, and then whatever we get, we're going to put right back into your pockets. Rev Share Plus, different stock options. We have relief programs, NEMO, like natural disasters. The brokerage is really about looking out for you, looking out for everyone as a whole, and looking to see how they can help those that may be struggling or felt like they couldn't get ahead because there were bigger teams or bigger name brands or anything like that. Rob Stein is an amazing, amazing coach. But what we love about coaches is there's coaches all over. So if you happen to be a mentor or a coach, or you have a specific skill or anything that you like, Ron will go ahead and go through some things with you to see if you can be a power coach, maybe be able to be compensated for your skills and services. How can you make a difference, whether it is in agents' lives or in your buyers and sellers' lives? But go ahead and get them to that next level because motivation can only take you so far. Asian Attraction with Jay. Jay is, I got the pleasure to meet him in one of our events, and I can honestly say he's an amazing person. He's super, super nice, super sweet, super accommodating. But what he's also really, really good at is attracting agents. If you want to build your downline, if you want to utilize the benefits of RevShare or building kind of that downline to go ahead and use that leverage for other income, he can go ahead and teach you how to attract them. Because keep in mind, people are not coming to the business because they heard of this business name. They're joining the people, they're joining you, they're joining what they like and what they've heard about the community, not necessarily I knew Jay, and not saying that this wouldn't happen, but I knew Jay back in 92, and I would never do anything physical. No, it's not like that. It is literally agent attraction. It is how can I better you? There is no gatekeeping. There, everything is laid out. He gives you strategies to tell you, hey, I was able to do this. I want to help you do this because there's benefits in this. Now, say you're somebody who you don't care about agent attraction. You just want to be able to sell houses. You just want, paperwork, whatever it is your jam is. You don't want to do attraction. Guess what? Not mandatory, but at least they tell you how long these are. If you want to do mailers, making smart goals, making sure that if you have a goal to hit your first million, Are you just waking up in the morning and be like, yeah, I'm gonna hit a million? Or are you setting up certain time blocking skills, restrictions, boundaries? What are you really doing to get to that next step? And then to make it all into a blueprint. Now, what I love about this is there's some that I've seen that are new that I haven't even got to yet. So I think it's a click. Now, keep in mind this again, I'm not even necessarily halfway through, but you do not have to do all of them. Pick what reads to you. If you feel like you need mindset training, if you're just like, oh, I don't want to feel like a failure, I want to go ahead and get to that number one spot, take some time out with my friend Rob Stein and understand having a bulletproof mindset. Understanding that you are your own worst critic and nobody can take that from you, or nobody can take anything from you but yourself. If you think you can't make it, you're not going to make it. Whatever you focus on, that is what you attract. So let's turn your failures into success. Let's give you the right blueprint so that you're not, funny thing, NAR put out a statistic and was saying how in the first year, now don't quote me on the numbers, but the numbers were something like 56% of agents don't make their first year. 87% of agents don't make it past year 5. Some of it is cost of being an agent. Some of it is running a business. Some of it is fortunate your follow-ups, learning your systems, having the right trainings. But some of it is also your mindset. Do you feel like you can do this? Or do you feel like you need to you need to be managed, or you need to, go through something, help a different company to grow? You're a business owner no matter what. You are you. However, do you have the mindset to grow the business for you, or do you have a um, suppressed mindset or a stationary mindset where, oh, this is just enough? But breaking that mindset will definitely lead to so much more. If you start to really understand what you think about is what you attract. If you're always thinking negative, negative surrounds you. If you're always thinking positive, positive surrounds you. There is really a power in manifesting and having a positive mindset. So if you ever just need a few breaks, go ahead, pop that in, and you'll go ahead and go through that. And then let's talk about actually running your business. What does it take to become an agent? Now, this is one thing I really love because I don't know where it is, but I have this binder from Rob Stein that I have gone through all of his videos. I've done his business planning. I've created my schedule, most common agent pitfalls. I've done all these things to be able to say, yes, business planning is highly necessary. We don't want to be reactive. We don't want to just pay for Zillow leads or realtor.com or Google or even our spheres. We don't want our best friend to be our first client and we don't know what we're doing. You have to plan your business, get to know your growth. You need to run it like a business. Making sure your documents are the right documents. Like using an expired form is a thing. Like can't do that. But if you're not paying attention or you don't, you're not planning out your business or your growth goals, then those might be some things that we need to take an hour out, or you don't necessarily do the whole hour, maybe do 15, 15, 15, 30, 30, 20, 20, 20, however you want to break it down so that you can see how you can become better. Now, a lot of this was directed to, like, say, new agents, but what about if you've been an agent and you've been kind of just going to different brokerages? Maybe you're on and off, or sales were all right, and then it's an emotional roller coaster, and you're just trying to figure out, how do I avoid the problem areas? Rob even did a most common pitfalls. Well, he will go over, well, I'm glad he said it because I didn't have to, but it's a way that Rob goes ahead and says, these are things that can hurt your business and how to get to those next things. Like, do you feel like, oh, you have to discount your commissions because they're saying, oh, it's too much? It's one thing if people spend what they want to spend on what they want. There is no such thing as being too expensive. There's going to be people who will try and get you to be that 1% agent that, oh, I'll do your listing for 0.5% or whatever else. I'm not saying anything's wrong with them, but would you want a discount service provider taking care of one of the most important, most expensive things in your life? I don't think I want a discount dentist performing surgery in my mouth. I don't want a discount doctor performing open heart surgery. So don't become a discount agent because you feel like you have to get to that next sale. There is power in saying no. They made it so pretty. Okay, scripts. Scripts. This is actually probably my favorite chapter. No, my favorite chapter is the phone call stimulator. But the reason why this is my favorite one is because this is interactive versus this kind of just tells you how to go about doing it. So if you don't necessarily know how to start a conversation or you've been doing conversations and say for whatever reason you just now this may be my thing. I think that anytime a prospect calls your phone, they should only want to work with you. You should be so good at what you do that they don't want to hire anybody else. There's no reason to interview other people. And some of those are going to be part of the ABC scripts. Knowing to say when you're trying to convert a lead, knowing what to say if you're going to do cold calls, knowing what to say if you're doing a for sale by owner, knowing what to say if somebody says, oh, well, I have a family relative that's an agent, and kind of those objective things. Like, are you that agent that just somebody says no, or kind of gives you a, oh, but what if this, and you kind of just back off? Or do you know how to objective, do you know how to handle those situations? You know how to handle when somebody's kind of going one way? Because for the most part, I'm not saying that people can be um what's the word, people can't be pressured to do things. But if you allow people to make it seem like it is their idea and or see the benefits of that idea, they will most likely go to that idea because people do not voluntarily make dumb decisions. Just don't. Most people will see what the pros and cons of each situation and how to go from there. But you as the agent, you have to have that one up. That one up is going to be right here in these scripts. I honestly would recommend to do them and print them out and practice them. If you would like to do them with me, feel free to send me a message, either through the agent portal, through Facebook, through regular Gmail, whatever you want, and just say, hey, let's role play this. Now, the thing about role playing is sometimes it does not go as planned. So, what I love about Rob is that he did a phone call simulator where it literally rings and then it says, hey, this is so and so, and they give you different scenarios. And you get to choose from a list of which one you would say. Now, there are some times that I clicked one because it's what I would say. And the simulator was like, that wasn't the right thing to say. And it'll keep re-going through it until you get to the point where it's like, okay, now these are ways to convert it. So I say, even for an agent who has been in the business for 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, there's nothing like having a phone call stimulator because all things are not the same. And sometimes you got to just kind of tighten up your comebacks a little bit. But that phone call simulator, if you don't have a, like, say you want to do role play, but it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Don't call me at 2 o'clock in the morning to go role play. Click right here to go to the phone simulator. And they'll even say, let me see, say you are looking for a house, um, and the house is abandoned, you know, it'll literally do. Would you answer it? Yeah. So they're going to give you different prompts. And if you even, now, some people can say whatever they want to say. If you say the right thing, they'll respond. Now, there's different things where even the tone of voice, where if you click it, it'll say, oh no, call ended. And you can retry it or you can exit and do other things. Like I literally spent a lot of time on just the phone call simulator because there were things that I was saying that I didn't know. was stopping me from getting that next lead or that next buy, that next sale. I had no idea that what I was saying was completely turning off that person to say, let me go find another agent. So after I did the phone call simulator, I think my calls are a lot more professional. They are a lot more on point. They are a lot more able to handle objections, and it's able to actually listen to what that person needs and wants, and so that you can help them. You don't want to be that agent that just says, oh, let me go ahead and sell your house. You didn't ask about them, why they're selling, if they were selling, what happened with the last one, if they're working with an agent, if they hate agents, if they have it for sale by owner, if they've done any updates, if the roof is caving in. There's so many different things you didn't even talk about yet that you don't want to like speed date through your clients. You want to be able to, kind of fill them out and even see. I have a process where if I don't like you after our first two calls, you're fired. Find another agent. Sometimes it only takes the first call, but find what works for you in your business, because the reality is we only get paid when we close. And there's nothing wrong with helping people that may not be ready, but you have to be able to categorize them in hot, warm, cold, nurturing markets so that you know what their timeline is. If they're hot, they're already pre-approved, we're on the market, we can get under contract any day now. If they are warm, they are just about there, or say they're pre-approved and they're just not, they haven't found the right house yet, or they're still kind of doing that. Oh, what about this? What about this? They might be locked into a lease, where they're not going to break their lease for another 6 months. Some of those people just start early. They didn't expect to get accepted. But there's so many different things that goes into being an agent that I really think the Power Academy is a very, very nice blueprint to give you those skills on working with any and everybody. If you have never worked in new construction, you need to watch this video. If you have never worked with investors, you need to watch this video. If you have worked with sellers, but things could have been different, could have gone differently, watch this video. If you work with buyers and you plan on going to go see, sell people houses, watch this video. Um, I would probably say the ones to do first, things like your free lead generation, ways to go ahead and get leads kind of coming in. But before you get those leads coming in, make sure you know your scripts. Make sure you know your scripts. Maybe do the phone call simulator. Maybe before you even go through all of this, because this is like 50, 30, whatever, this is an hour. Go through it and see what you trip up on. And then if it's a certain thing that keeps going up, maybe go to that video then and see why saying it this way is better, or why this way is more open-ended versus this way kind of closes them off. Whether you want to do door knocking, community groups, business cards, other agents, social media, whatever you want to do, they literally gave us a blueprint to do everything, everything. And for free or very, very significantly discounted. So as you go down this list, know that this is not you have to do everything before you sell a house. This is a do it as you need it. Do it as you are scaling. Do it as you run into different things. Rob Stein does do monthly coachings on Mondays and Thursdays. If you ever miss them, you can catch his replays here. He does have a Power Academy group that is an additional fee for that extra training. However, Rob works really, really well with Epique agents, so he does a lot to go ahead and help us. So now that was just the training. Sorry. But the benefit is of here. I don't think you really need to click anything else. Like, say this kind of stresses you out, you can click to benefits and stuff like that, and it'll tell you, roadside assistance, AI, urban sitter. So the ones that are not on there, those will be on here. If you ever want questions on anything, you can always click it. They will reach out to you and answer any of your questions. Whether those are marketing benefits, regular benefits, or bonus benefits. Maybe you want to get your billboard. The thing about your billboard is you have a free billboard for your regular state. You get to pick what zip code you want to be in. You can pick your location. They will then say, hey, this is going, and it'll go for, it's for as long as you're an agent, but it may be only certain days at certain times, kind of things like that. They try and do it for the high traffic areas. So that's why people see you. But how many agents do you know have a billboard? Okay. Now, how many billboard or how many agents have a billboard for free? Ah, that's the epic difference. That's how, we kind of set things apart. Now, I'm not saying people will just start calling you because you have a billboard, but it's that subconscious reminder when they're driving and they see you or see that billboard, it's like, hey, let me go inside and get a house. It's that subliminal plant that, kind of sprouts that seed. To get yard signs, they put our yard signs in and pick them up. If you want your own digital business card, you can do that. When I did it, it was through Popple. I don't know if they changed them yet, but you get a free card if you choose to get a card. Edge, all of these are going to be in different trainings. So like when I was saying the Power Wednesday calls or the just different trainings or even if you're on Power Academy. This all tells you what those things are. If you want to do AI headshots, you can do that. Um, Now, I will say when they first started, they don't really do locks really well. They gave me straight hair, but it's okay. And as time goes on, that may change. But I will say your headshot is your money shot. If you do not already have a professional headshot, I need you to book that appointment. Whether that is at a WRA event where they do free headshots, you actually hire a photographer and take headshots, or if you utilize the AI headshots. The headshot is your first impression of where all clients, agents, vendors, anybody sees you. So if somebody researches you, you want to make sure that they see you in the best light. We don't want them to see you in negative lights. Caveat, in addition to your headshot, if you are utilizing Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, whatever, it's okay to have your personal page because people will still know, like, and trust you because you're you. They've known you for years. And that's fine. You can kind of keep that on. But you're going to want to set yourself aside and have a professional page. Maybe that is a LinkedIn page. Maybe that is a business page on Facebook. Maybe that's a business page on Instagram. But you're going to want to take out all the questionable stuff. Like, think about it this way. If someone was going through your profile and they saw this picture and they got broadcasted on the news, is that a good light or negative light? Do you want to have to explain that? And just, everybody is different. Everybody kind of loves you for you. So it's not hard to find somebody who likes you for you, but just knowing that you are now a professional person and you need to put yourself out there as such. Your AI listing helpers, if you are doing a listing and you know that little public remarks and people have these like cool things to say, and you're just kind of basic, like single family, 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 1,400 square feet, you like it? Cool. Don't put that in the description. You can go to the listing helper, type in the address, and it will populate a response or like a description. The benefit of it is that it really just scans what has been said about it or what it finds about the property. You can also go to Chat GPT and do the same thing. Just write me a property description for the MLS about property blank, blank, blank. And then you can even say it is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, like say what you were going to say, but then you can say, make this more professional, make this eye catching, make this where people want to click it. The whole thing of what we are is we're marketers. We need to market the best way possible through ads, through photos, through listings, through sales, through community, through culture. We have to advertise ourselves in these ways so that we don't die in business. You have to be able to do. So I think that is all I kind of want to go over. Well, AI assistant, agents, it all kind of is self-explanatory. Oh, forgot. Say you want to make your own bibliography, like for LinkedIn. I was gonna say LinkedIn. I don't even think Twitter's Twitter anymore, but IG, Facebook, whatever you want to do. Or even say, you're doing your own little like Zillow description or bio or something. This is how people see you. So you can up your profile game. They'll do one for you. You can do a 12 touch campaign where you just say how you want your campaign to go and you copy this and put it into Lofty. I do have another video on how to put campaigns up in Lofty so that your business is self-generated. If you want to do monthly or quarterly newsletters, give you access to those, property descriptions, blogs, um, virtual staging, sounding smarter. You know, like I said, it's a 3 bedroom, 1 bath house. You want it or not? You can't really say that. But if we can say, type this in to make it sound smarter, I'm just curious of what it would say. Um, Let me see. Why it's doing that. Um, let's see. Now, keep in mind, I've never done this before. I'm kind of just seeing what it says. I'm not saying I haven't done this before. I'm saying like as of this lingo, I can spell. And I just kind of want to see what it says. Yeah, see, doesn't it look all pretty? Charming 3 bedroom townhouse for sale in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Discover this spacious 3 bedroom, 1 bath townhouse located in the heart of Milwaukee. Perfect for families or first time home buyers, this home offers generous living spaces and welcoming atmosphere. Now, doesn't that sound way better than 3 bedroom, 1 bath townhouse for sale in Milwaukee, super spacious? Sometimes how you say something will definitely make a difference on if that sells or not. If you even want to do quotes, and you're like, I want some different, I've even done some like buying land in the path of growth. I've done some where they will, talk about buying land. And these may be kind of quotes, but they are also prompts to get people into thinking about what they may want in their next real estate thing. So mine was land. So I went over, a class on land and stuff like that. You can always clear it. But these are all super benefits. If you want to know who all the agents are, shop, we have Zazzle. What I like about Zazzle is I have cards from them and I did folders. So for all of my clients that close, they get all of their documents printed out for them in a folder with my name on it. This means that whenever they pull out their home stuff, they see me. They see Epique. It's not just in some random file cabinet somewhere where they don't really remember who they were or who they were working with. Um, they do give you the option of several different business cards. You can kind of create your own. Also in Canva, you can create your own business card, your own whatever, and then bring it into here. Just upload it, and they'll go ahead and do it. So, like for instance, these were the folders, um, how they were originally, and then I made it my way. So it's just kind of ways to make you stand out. If you want a hoodie, if you want a water bottle, cup, sticker, car magnet, bumper sticker, hat, whatever you want, that is in here for you. So again, I say all that to say it is a lot, and I know that it's a lot. However, you don't have to do it all by yourself, and you don't have to do it all in one day. So, what I would highly recommend doing is taking a little bit of time each day, definitely going to that Power Academy. Maybe seeing, I would probably start with a phone simulator, just kind of see where you're going to your next step or kind of where you stand in it. And then if you have a question about something, just check out the video. What I love about Epique is everything is mainstream, everything is on a video. You can literally click any and everything. But after you get your onboarding stuff together and get your basic training together, make sure you check out those other videos on preparing your MLS, getting your stuff in writing, making sure your contracts are cool. And then finally being able to get those things. Fortune is in your follow up, making sure you're following up with the next clients so that you always have a pile of pre-approved buyers. So warm, hot, you always have different buyers that are just about ready or about to be ready. And then keep in mind, you will always have your prospects. These are people who have inquired about a house, thought about a house, your nurture leads, but may not be ready. Not saying that they won't do it right now, but that things need to, lease goes up, credit, down payment. Those are all that they maybe not didn't like the area. They thought Milwaukee was cool, but they didn't like it. So all those are kind of just different things to kind of just keep your business in motion. Again, I am Stephanie Stewart. I am here to help. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here to help, especially if you're in the Milwaukee area. Reach out. We can definitely do coffee or something, but I am here to help you get to that next level. Thank you for onboarding and welcome to Epic.